Hello guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we have Trey here and tell us what you're going to be profiling for us.
This is my Springans deck with Time Thieves as a supportive engine.
Alright, that's really cool. Let's go ahead and see what it does.
Okay, so for the main deck, we'll start off with the Spriggan monsters. This is probably your best normal summon outside of the Time Thief package. It is Spriggan's Kit. On summon, she searches a branded spell trap, which for our deck is High Spirit. And then she puts a card on bottom because Tri-Brigade effects. And then if the fusion that mentions Albaz is engraved, she's a freehand special.
Alright.
Next, we played 2 Rocky, which is on summon, add back a Spriggan's or the field spell from grave. And then a lot of the main deck Spriggans share the effect to attach from hand, field, or grave to an XC Spriggan.
Alright.
Then we have the brothers as a 2 of. If he's discarded or sent from deck to grave, you can reborn a Spriggan monster. Same attaching effect. And then you have Brenga. You can play this as 1 if you like Brick, but I like to have the second one for follow-up. So his effect is you can banish him and another Spriggans from grave to search a Spriggan's card, any card, spell, trap, monster. And then he has the attach effect. Then we have our big boy, Captain Sargus. He is a quick effect on the opponent's turn. Detach a material from an XC monster you control to target, pop a face-up card.
Alright.
He's the only one that actually has an effect while it's under a Spriggan's XC, which is just give 500.
That's still pretty good, though.
And he has the attach effect. That's it for the Spriggan's main deck monsters.
Alright.
Next, we have our Time Thief package, which is 3 regulator. The doggo is literally full combo, even if you only have 1 card.
Yeah, when you summoned that against me in the tournament today, I was not expecting it, that's for sure.
People are confused when they're like, oh, Time Thief's cool, and then you just start comboing off on people.
And this deck has massive ending boards.
And for our summons, we play Winder, Adjuster, and Bezel Ship. So the reason I play all 3 of them is Dog has to summon 2 different names. Winder searches a Time Thief card on summon. Adjuster sends a Time Thief card to grave, so it sends Bezel Ship. But if you draw one or the other, you can summon the other 2, and you'll still have Bezel Ship in grave.
Alright.
And if you draw this, you can reveal it off High Spirits to get it out of hand.
I got you.
Adjuster's secondary effect is if you summon a Time Thief, she hand specials. So level 4, Extender. Bezel Ship can deattach a material to special itself from grave, and then he's a quick effect tribute. To target a card in your opponent's grave, attach it to your Time Thief monster.
That's really good.
Winder is deattach while he's in hand to hand special. So another level 4 Extender. Deck is a level 4 powerhouse. Then we have our 2 Therion Regulus. You can definitely get away with 1 Regulus if you can't get both of them.
Yeah.
I think these are up right now because there's Therion, Punk, Gold Pride running around.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I like 2 because there's this loop I can show you where you have him every turn. And then we hand traps. We play 9. 3 Nib, 3 Ash. These kind of suck today, but we're on the pre-ban list, so I played against like Flu and Sprite the entire day.
I got you.
And then 3 Gamma. This works really well with the Time Thief Retrograde because it tributes itself for cost. So when they go to Ash you Gamma and you get a free link too.
Alright.
And then it synergizes with another part of the deck that I'll talk about. Then we have 3 of the heart and soul of the deck. Great Sand Sea Gold Golgonda. It is a mouthful. It's your field spell. It says, all Spriggan XZ monsters you control have 1,000 attack bonus. Once per turn, you can discard a Spriggan's card from your hand. Monster, spell, or trap, it doesn't matter. To cheat one of the Spriggan XZ monsters out, but you can only use that effect if you don't control one of the XZ monsters already.
Alright.
One of the Spriggan XZs, to clarify. And its last effect is if one of the XC monsters leaves the field by card effect, you can target a monster and it cannot attack that turn. Then we have 3 more field spell. So this is terraforming if you do not have the field spell. And if you already have the field spell, it is a Rhoda plus Foolish Burial.
That's... Wow, okay.
So you add a Spriggan's monster and send 1 to grave. Then we play 3 more of the field spell. This is a continuous. You can send it from field to grave to activate the spell, the field spell directly from deck.
I gotcha.
Secondary effect is like the field spell, where if an XE leaves by card effect, it can target a monster, and that monster can't activate that turn. Which sometimes you end on it if you have the extra search, but most of the time you're just using this as 3 terraforming with an upside.
Yeah.
And then we play the newest spell card, which is Tallyho Springans, which is a quick play that searches a Springans, but on activation you can deattach up to 3 from XC monsters you control. That doesn't have to be a single XC monster, it can be multiple. And then you search, and you can hand/grave special equal to the number you deattach. Or
all right.
Up to the number you deattach. So it's a Rhoda Soul Charge as a quick play.
That's insane.
It has a graveyard effect to deattach from an XC monster on the field, so you can deattach from your opponent to add it back from grave to hand.
Wow.
It is a sharp effect, so you can't do both effects in a turn.
I gotcha.
But most time after your first turn, you'll add it back by deattaching and just set it, and you'll deattach and summon your Captain Sargus from grave.
All right.
And then we play 1 High Spirit. This is what you search off kit. It says reveal a monster in hand. So we're revealing machines to send a fusion monster that's 25 attack or defense. And then you can pitch the monster from your hand to search a card that mentions Fallen of Albaz, which we just search another copy of kit. And once the fusion's engraved, kit's a free hand special.
All right.
So normal kit plus a machine is a rank 4. Then we have the Time Thief Retrograde. This is what you search off Winder to protect your board from Dark Ruler and stuff. It is a counter trap, and while you control a Time Thief XC monster, and your opponent activates a spell or trap, you can flip this, negate the spell trap, and you attach it to your monster.
All right, yeah.
My opponent today, he was playing Adventure. He hard activated the continuous spell because he had it in hand, and I ate it.
That's awesome.
So he couldn't go grab Griffin Rider. That's it for main. It's 42 right now. I don't really know if I would cut down, because when I started like cutting 2 booty, it like felt inconsistent to find the field spell when you needed it.
I got you.
If you open Regulator and field spell, you can like go through your play or get ashed or something, and you can still play.
I got you.
For the extra deck, our link package is IP, Cyframe Lambda, to go with our Gammas, Nightmare for the IP, and Appaloosa for the IP.
All right.
Usually you don't make this on your turn 1, and sometimes you can make both of these on your turn 1. This is like, if you open Gamma and they didn't interrupt you, you can make this instead of IP to protect your plays.
All right.
And then he has an effect where if a Psychic was banished, you can search a Cyframe on end phase, which comes up in the deck.
It really does.
Then we're on 2 Merrymaker. I almost want to play 3 of this card, honestly. I almost ran out of it today, but I can show you how I put it back in extra repeatedly. So on summon, special summon, it Foolish Burial is a Spriggan, and that's the only effect you really care about. They work like Time Thief Redoer. On the opponent's turn, they can run away. And if Merrymaker had 2 materials when it ran away, it can send a fusion that mentions Fallen of Albaz to grave. But you don't usually get to use that effect.
I gotcha.
But it is a good starter. That's usually sending your Branga to grave, so you have a spell trap or a card search.
Yeah.
Next we have the new boy out of Photon, is Gigantic Champion Sargus. He can be summoned once per turn by overlaying on top of a Spriggan's monster, so you can just slap him on top of Merrymaker. And then once per turn, while he has material, This is an ignition effect, so you just do it every turn. So as long as he has material, you search a Spriggans or a Therion card. So you can search Regulus. That's why he's in the deck. You can search your Tally Ho. You can search your Watch.
Yeah, and that comes up very often.
I wish he said you could search the field spell, but can't be that nice. His secondary effect is when a card is detached from an XZ monster on the field. So again, it doesn't have to be your monster. You can target a card in a new chain, kind of like the Cashier is. You can target a card in either player controls and either destroy it or bounce it to hand.
All right.
Next, we have our other Spriggans XZ monster. He's not Spriggans by name, sadly. We have Spriggans Ship X-Blower. This is same runaway effect. It can run away on the opponent's turn. And then it has the effect to target a zone your opponent controls. Then you detach materials equal to how many cards you would like to destroy adjacent to that zone. So you can do beside it or that zone itself or up and down.
All right.
So say I had 3 materials, I could go pop, pop, pop.
Okay. That's very interesting.
He's really good going second. Big rank 8. He is... The Spriggan XZs are generic, so like they're fine to play in other decks too. For our Time Thieves, we do play Redoer and Perpetua. This is a flex spot. I made it once today, and it did pretty good. Most people know what Redoer do, but Perpetua says during the standby you can detach and reborn a Time Thief. So I was able to get my Redoer back. And then she has a quick effect to attach a Time Thief card from deck. So you can either like get the extra dogs out of deck, or attach the trap if you didn't actually search it because you didn't open dog. She was nice today, I guess.
Also, not to mention that Redoer is a psychic, so when it banishes itself with Lambda on field, you can search with Lambda.
Yes, sometimes you'll like link into Lambda, end on this, and you have to debate whether you want to banish it on your own turn and like risk not getting a monster.
Yeah, because that's what you did to me, which was very cool.
His spell effect is to draw a card, and his detach a trap is put a card on top of the opponent's deck.
All right.
Next, we have generic rank 4s, the Gooska and Dweller. Never made this. Wasn't needed. Made this against Flu like twice today.
All right.
It's an XZ deck.
Fair enough.
Literally no explanation other than XZ monsters. And since all the main decks can attach to the Spriggans, you can like Spriggan attack and then attach 4 materials and make... Or you can attach 4, go to Gigantic Champion Sargus, and then make sense. After searching Regulus.
That's awesome.
And then last we have Sprin, the Iron Dash Dragon. You're never summoning this card. Don't read its on-field effect. It works kind of like Titaniclad and the Albion's effects, where during the end phase, if it was sent to the grave that turn, this one can summon a Spriggans or Albaz and either add it to your hand or special it. So this usually summons your Captain Sargus for a pop on the opponent's turn.
All right. So before we started recording, you did say something about Cowboy.
Yes, I did lose in time because I just forgot to side Cowboy. I do have a side deck built. It's pretty simple. There's nothing specific for the deck you really need side. Cowboy's kind of your go-to game card because you're a ranked 4 deck.
Yeah.
And if I had it, I probably would have won that game.
All right.
For side deck, I did have these. I just didn't see it. And then I'm currently doing a 1/1/1 Bestial lineup.
All right.
Just to have like 3 different names. And this card's fun.
That card is actually really good.
3 triple T. Back row removal in Cosmic and Duster, and 3 Dark Roll.
All right.
This was thrown together at the last minute, and I can show you that play with the Regulus.
All right, yeah.
So once you get your board of Time Thief, Redoer, and Champion, after your turn 1, your Tally Ho will be in grave, and you will have your first Regulus should be in grave because you negated something. So grave, and then. You usually try to keep 1 material under Champion. So you'll go like standby phase, redoer eats something. Doesn't really matter what he eats.
Yeah.
And then you'll go main phase, search, add the Regulus, attach Regulus to special itself.
Yeah.
And then you'll go Tally Ho, Grave Effect, detach from redoer to add it back to hand. Champion's Effect to bounce or destroy card. You bounce the second Regulus back to hand. And then you have this loop every turn. Because redoer will eat another card on your opponent's turn. So you still have materials to ease this. Because you can activate this, detach from something on the field, and special your Captain Sargus back to get another pop.
That is really interesting.
This is how I kept putting back my Spriggan XZ monsters. I'd attach them with Regulus and then bounce them back to the extra deck.
All right.
So that's a good, odd play to know for the deck.
All right, so that's it for the deck profile. Do you have anything you want to say before we end the video?
Shout-outs to Team Shane.
Of course.
Shout-outs for our locals for letting us play every week. And that's pretty much it.
All right, guys. So with that being said, that's going to be about it. Leave a like, comment down below what you guys think of the deck profile. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And with that being said, that's going to be about it. See ya.